mobbed up one of my vintage i5 videos. I won't be always covering vintage stuff. I've kind of brought it up a little bit to the modern day, so to speak. It's still an old amplifier here, something you may have at home. And like some people, you may have your amplifier actually underneath your telly or near your TV, and you're not listening to the TV through the amp, and you're just listening through the TV speakers. I know some people have got like sound bars and subwoofers and all that, but some people haven't, and they've got an amplifier there that's maybe just listening to radio or vinyl that they could quite easily connect the TV up to. So yeah, in this video here, I'm just going to show you a few easy steps to really connect an old amplifier, or an amplifier hasn't got a digital input or anything like that, to your TV, that maybe he's only got a digital input out or only got a certain input out, so you're not too familiar with exactly how you can do that. So I just want to show you exactly what I've got set up here at the moment. This is the back of an amplifier. I mean, this can be basically any amplifier really. Obviously some amplifiers have got more inputs than others. On here I've only got a couple to play with, to be honest with you. Just got auxiliary, or I could usually use the tape in and just select the tape at the front. But some of them have got like CD, tuner, and you know, quite a few auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2 and stuff like that. So you can fiddle about and put it in whichever one, you know, the actual output we're getting out, into whichever input you want to. So this is, I just want to show you the basic setup here. It's a bit dusty because I've had to dig this TV out. I didn't want a great big 50-inch TV on my desk just to show you how to connect it up. So this has really been stuck in the loft for a while, so to speak. Just showing you the different outputs on here that we can use to connect up to any amplifier. I will be showing you a DVD player, or a couple of DVD players with different outputs, how you can do them as well. One's got a coax and a digital output, or so is this anyway. Right, so yeah, on here we've got a few options. We've got a digital output here, which is, you usually see this is like a little square like connector, and most of the time you've got an LED at the back of it. You'll see a red light behind it. Or we could use one of these Scart outputs. In fact, we can only use one of them, and I'll come to that as we do it. So there's a couple of there. On some TVs you may actually have an audio out as well. So you've got a few more options there, but on this one we haven't, but I'll be showing you that on another item instead. So that's the basic layout of the telly. As you can see, I've just got the mains input at the moment plugged in, and an aerial for a picture. I mean, you could have your skybox connected or whatever. It doesn't really matter what you've got connected. It's just that I'm just using a normal TV channel to give you a demonstration here. So I'm going to cut now, and I'm going to come back with a few things connected. Okay, I've got a few things here ready to connect up. First of all, we're going to use the Scart socket on this, and this could be the Scart socket on a TV, an old DVD player, a VCR, anything that's got a Scart socket on it, basically, your skybox, anything like that. And we want to get the sound. There's a few ways of doing it, but I'm going to show you, probably the simplest way. You can get a special lead made up that will do it, but this is just a few simple bits you can buy like in local dollar shop, pound shop and places like that, and get it set up for basically £2, I would have thought $2. What you need is a Scart output. Now, you may be familiar with Scart. It's kind of got one of these, hopefully you can see it there. I will be putting some pictures up during this thing anyway. The old Scart connector, one goes in the old back of the telly, one goes to the VCR. So it's pretty much like that, and you may have seen them, you get one with your Xbox 360 or Nintendo Wii and all that. But these are the wrong ones. These are going to be no good for us today, because these are just input only. These connections here are for input only. So what you want to look out for, like I say, you do see these in the dollar shop, pound shops. You may have to go on eBay and get one for $2.95, including the postage and that. But it's one of these that's actually got, and I will put some pictures up, like I say, it's got an input and output selection switch. You can get some that's just output, but they're a bit harder to get hold of. So this is just one that does both input and output. And what you want to be using is click it over to the output side of it. So you want to switch on output, and all you're going to need is just basically a phono lead, like a normal RCA lead, phono lead they call, just the one with two. Now these could be red and white at the end, red and black. This one's red and grey. This is quite an old lead. So that's all you need. So it's just that and that. And what we're going to do is connect the red to the red and the white to the white, or in this case it's the red to red and grey to white. This time it could be black to white, but it doesn't matter as long as you get the red in the red, or you know which one's what, because it's fairly important, because you want your stereo to come out the right channels. So that's basically going to go in one of these two sockets. Now this could be a bit hit and miss to start off with. Now what I suggest is have your amplifier number 1 or 2 when you try this test out. You don't start cranking it up too high in case you got it wrong. But basically on this TV, on some items as well, only one of these out of the two will actually give the output. The other one is just for input only, no outputs at all, but one of them will be both input and output. And in this case it's this one here, AV2. So I just quickly plug the Scart in there, That'll get it in. Okay, there's the Scart in there, and the other two go into your amplifier. Yeah, sometimes on this amp here isn't no colour coding at all, but if you just remember red is for right, RR, red for right, and obviously the other one goes in the other one. So hopefully, I'll know where the volume control is on here.
Milk was known to provide vitamin B, D and calcium.
There you go, I won't leave it on too long. But there you go, that's my TV now coming out of my amplifier. So that can be for, like I say, a DVD player. So for instance, if, where it is, just bear with me, sorry. This is an all singing and dancing DVD player basically. It's got every input and output you can possibly think of. But yeah, so you could do exactly the same here. You could plug that lead there, that Scart adapter, into the back of this if you've only got that on your DVD player or Skybox or something like that. So that takes up the Scart lead option. So that's one option. So now we're going to move on to another one. Okay, now we're going to move on to another one. Now we're going to use this little digital, like I say, it's like a little square kind of plug socket, very small. Usually got a red light behind it. We're going to use that as our output this time. And it's going to be a bit more involved, this one, but it's pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. I've got this one here. I will put a picture up on the screen. It's called a Tech-Hole digital to analog audio converter, and basically it's quite a few different makes of this, and they're not expensive. They're about £12, $14, somewhere around there. Make it one a little bit cheaper, and they're pretty good, to be honest with you. The sound quality out of here is really good. Yeah, I mean you could plug your CD player into this if you want, but I won't get it too complicated. I'll just try and keep it basically for getting the sound out your TV. We'll come to a DVD player in that shortly, but yeah, so what you get, I'll show you in the box, a picture up on the screen what you get in the box. The only thing missing is the power supply. They give you a lead for power supply. This is just a basic 1 amp, and they make a phone charger kind of thing, this like plug with a USB at the end of it kind of thing, socket. Any one, I've got a picture of one there on the screen. Yeah, any one of these will supply the voltage to this. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, what you do, we're going to plug one in. They give all the leads like so all in there. They're going to plug one end of the lead into this box. Now on this particular thing, most of these leads actually click. Well, I actually got a click that time, I think. When I first tried it, I didn't get a click, but yeah, you want to try and get a click because you want in that as far as possible. And the other end, just basically, you have to kind of fiddle about with it, and you'll find it only goes in one way. Push it as firm as you can into the back of the TV. And if you actually have a look, you probably, hopefully I can catch you on camera, you can see the red light, hopefully there, maybe not, coming out, like I say, and that goes into that box there. Okay, so that box there, like I say, I'm not going to try and get it too complicated, try and make it as straightforward as possible. We're going to need our phono lead again, and we're going to plug the phono lead into this box, red to red, and we're going to have the grey to the white, and we're going to do the same here onto the amplifier, red to the right channel, and the other colour to the left. Now, like I say, we need a power supply for here. I've already got it plugged in around the back here, so we're going to bring it forward, and we're going to plug it in. It's got a little USB adapter there. I can't quite see it with the light shining on me. Is that the way? No, it can't be. It must be that way. Sorry, it is that way. It takes a little bit of a push. And as you can see, it's lit up there red. Hopefully you can see that. So we'll put that on there for the time being. And like I say, they're supposed to click in. It didn't click in before. It is in there quite firm, so that should be alright, but usually they click in, to be honest with you. So we'll try and find
There was even a flummery
there's the volume there.
And we can't wait to have a go ourselves.
So we're going to make our very own.
There you go. So that's coming through that box. And I've tried this with a CD player and other things that only had well, had both out, but I tried it using this going to that, and the quality coming out of here is pretty good, I must admit. You know, for how cheap it is. Obviously, you can buy dearer ones, more expensive, but for what you're going to use it for, your TV and maybe watching a few films, this is ideal. It really is. Yeah, so it's well worth the money. That it's well made as well. It's nicely short. It's a good little unit. So that's another option. Like I say, you can plug this in into the back of this machine here. I will put a picture of this up as it happens on the screen, but yeah, this has got quite a few inputs and outputs. It's got the normal, I think it's here somewhere, my eyes, I need glasses for close up, but it's got the normal phono. So on that case, I just do phono straight into phono. Now, if you had something like this, like an old Skybox or an old DVD player, and it's actually got written on the back audio out, or in this case I think it's AUX 3 out, auxiliary 3 out, but it's got the out on these two phono connectors. You can just basically plug this lead straight into there, no other adapters, that's it, and away you go. What I will say is, if you're connecting up to the TV, sometimes you have to go in the menu, and I'll try and put a menu picture up now on the screen. A menu there to actually turn that on, to turn this unit on, and once you've turned it on, sometimes you have to turn the TV off, then turn the TV back on again for it to kind of, a bit like a PC I suppose, to reboot and know that. But usually if you've got it on auto or something like that, it detects that you've got that connected and it's going to be fine. But you may have to go into the audio settings of your TV, DVD player, whatever you put it on, and actually turn that digital output on. It may be turned off, so just something maybe to bear in mind. But like I say, when you're doing all this, try it out on volume 1 or 2. If you're getting no sound, don't start cranking the volume up to number 10 and all that. Think, oh, it must be there, maybe faint, because all of a sudden it'll come on and you end up blowing your speakers like I did. Not actually doing this, but just having it on number 10 and turning the amp on. So yeah, just be a bit careful. If you're not hearing nothing, obviously something's wrong. You know, be patient and just take your time and go through it again. Or maybe just check that these leads are in tight. Like I say, they should clip in. Just make sure them leads are in nice and tight. Anyway, go back into this. Yeah, it's got a couple of them. It's actually got an in and out of this digital output, and it's also got a coax. So we're going to go on to this coax connection next. So let's get that set up. Okay, we're going to get the coax connection up. Let's just go through the options we've had so far. You've actually got a normal option, like I say, the actual phono out, just coming straight into the back of your amp. You've got the option of taking it out from one of the Scart sockets into your amp. You've got the digital there, output into your amp. And then the final one that we're going to do today is called a coax output. And this TV hasn't got one, but this DVD player, which is a Sony or Blu-ray player, which is a Sony, that is the only option output on this. There's no other option apart from, you could use the HDMI. I won't go into that, it's a possibility, but the only other option there is really a coax output there, and it's basically just one lead. It's a bit like this here that's doing it by light. This is just doing it by the normal method of just 2 wires basically. So yeah, so it's just one lead. It comes in the box. So if you had something like just like say this DVD player just with the one out, you'd plug that into the back there like that. And like I say, you may be an option on the screen here to turn that coax on. There may or may not be, but just worth checking in the audio settings or the setup settings. And yeah, if I can just stick that there, hopefully. Yeah, that will somewhere. I'm not too sure. You know where it is. It's plugged in the back of there. And that would plug into this socket here. It's next to the input of the normal the light emitting diode one, and it's just next to there, the coax input, and that will just plug into there, and again into your amplifier. Obviously I ain't got this plugged in, but I can't demonstrate it, but it does work. So that's a kind of fourth option to plug, like I say, your Skybox, DVD player, TV, old video recorder, anything like that you've got your amp nearby. I mean, obviously you can get extensions for these leads. If your amp's right over the other side of the room, you could get a long one of these, but you know, sometimes you pick up or noise on that if it gets too long. So yeah, keep it within a couple of metres, I would say, maybe 3 metres max, something like that, you know, within a reasonable distance of your TV or whatever you're going to use. So it's just basically a few different setups there I wanted to show you today, because someone did ask me, I meant to say at the beginning of the video, someone did ask me about connecting up a TV to an amplifier. That's made me think, well, I might as well do a video about it, why not? Yeah, so just, you know, if you've got your amp fairly nearby your TV and you're just using a normal speaker, you know, your normal TV speakers, why not connect up the amplifier and get a much better sound, you know, stereo, nice separation, clear, and especially if you listen to all Christian music or classics on the TV or whatever, even music videos, whatever, you're going to get a much better sound and experience going through your speakers. Okay then, yeah, so for this video I'll say thanks for watching and see you all soon. Oh, by the way, before I go, if there's any questions that I can help out people with, I mean, it's obviously sometimes a bit hard without actually doing it in person or doing another video about it, but if there's any questions that any of these link ups or anything like that, I will try and answer them as best as I can. Anyway, thanks for watching.